Good afternoon, I'm Jimmy James. You're watching Catch It Live First. We are underway. St Helens kicking from left to right, playing in the dark away kit. Wigan at home. Cherry and white hoops, as you would expect. We'll go through the teams in a moment. Smoke going across the stadium. The Brick Community Stadium. Should be a massive match, this. Two of the fiercest rivals in rugby league. Let's be honest, there's no love lost is there between the Wigan Warriors and St Helens. Wigan driving it central with Liam Byrne. Fifth tackle, they're going to be kicking from their own 30, Wigan. Long kick from Harry Smith. It's taken on their own 20 by St Helens, driving it back up to their own 30. Now being driven back towards the 25 with Farrell, Byrne, Lehman in the tackle. It's going to be Whitby in at dummy half for St Helens. They'll be starting this set of six from their own 25. They're almost up to the 35. A huge shot there by Nsemba. Wandley just short of the halfway line. 4 tackles gone. St Helens just over the halfway line. Just slightly too far out to put a kick in that's going to be too dangerous, so it might be it's a high kick. Marshall's going to take that on his own 10, not under any pressure. Runs infield. Wigan will be starting from their own 10 metre. Breaking news as well before this game, if you didn't hear, Wigan have made a new signing. Christian Wade. We'll talk more about that at half time. Why is that not updating? Just check everything's alright with the volume. We've got a new microphone today, so hopefully there's no issues with it. The other one broke. Just got to check that it... Just got to check alright with the volume. A new microphone today, so hopefully there's no issues with it. The other one broke. Right, it doesn't sound too bad. We'll get the settings changed on that at some point. I might try and do that now actually. The gain, lower a little bit of the gain. It'll only take me a second. Hopefully that's all right. So it's St Helens, 4 tackles gone, in Wigan's half, just short of Wigan's 40. Walmsley's driving it over the 40, pretty central. Slightly, it's going to be a kick coming in again. It's going to be a deep one. And it'll be Whitby to, he's targeting Liam Marshall. Marshall, once again, he's not under any pressure. Drives it over the 10. That's where Wigan will be starting from. Cheers, pal. Lovely. Got a few snacks for later on. Happy Easter, by the way, everybody. If you're not religious, I hope you're at least enjoying the holiday. Leaming in at dummy half. Wigan just over their own 20. He goes down the blind side there with Bevan French. French thought about letting that ball go to Eckersley, but he was a bit close to the sideline, so kept hold of it, took the tackle. We're going to try and play a little bit of expansive rugby early on now with Jai Field. Breaks the line almost. Whitby with a tackle. He had Wade on Wardle on his outside, sorry. 5th tackle for Smith. He puts a little grubber kick into the corner. And Saylor brings it back. He needs to get to ground quickly. Wigan trying to drive him into touch. He's about a metre short. So St Helens will be starting just outside their own 20. Down the right hand side. A big shot there from Harry Smith with Walters and An early change for Wigan. Oh, and there's been a knock-on now by Walmsley. Not a good start for St Helens. Cade Ellis putting the shot in that caused the knock-on. Don't forget, live chat is open. Feel free to come and let us know your thoughts. Anything you want to ask, anything you want to say. Everybody's welcome in the live chat. Good crowding as you would expect as well. Head and feed to Wigan. They'll be starting from St Helens is 30. They go down the right hand side. Miski trying to break the line, can't do it. Ellis just over the 20, driving it forward. He's about 20 yards out, you can tell because of the football pitch markings. Liam Byrne drives it up to the 20. 3 tackles gone. Smith, short pass to Walters. Walters a bit static when he took that ball. Still manages to drive forward though. Oh, he gets the offload. No, it wasn't an offload actually. It has been stripped. 3 men in the tackle as well, so that'll be an early penalty to Wigan. Almost 7 minutes gone. Lehman picked that ball up and was looking to ship it to the right hand side, so they might not feel too hard done by there, St Helens, because the defensive line wasn't set. Apologies, I will get used to using this microphone. So early on, we're going to go for the 2. Get on the scoreboard as early as possible. Never a bad thing, is it? And especially against St Helens, some of these games can be really tight. So 2 points, not to be sniffed at. I'll put a little wager on, or if you're in Europe, a parlay. I think it was with Bet365, over 35 points. There is me saying it'll be tight, and it could well be. But I just get a feeling, looking at these conditions, it could become an expansive game. Wigan already early on are looking to throw that ball around, so we could end up with let's hope, a high-scoring contest. Go through the teams quickly. St Helens go with Wellesby, Percival, Benison, Sailor, Walmsley, Lees, Sirenham, Batchelor, Knowles, and by Whitby, Murphy. Murphy and Whitby. Wigan go with Field, Miski, Wardle, Marshall, French, Smith and Sember, Farrell, Ellis, Byrne, Leeming, Walters and Eckersley. St Helens get us back underway after Wigan put the 2 points on the board. It's a rolling ball, taken well by Wigan. They'll be starting from their own 10. Farrell pretty central, driving it forward, met by a wall of St Helens defenders. Walters driving it forward. He stopped just short of Wigan's 20. Lehman's in at dummy half. Dummy's the ship to the right, to the left. He ships it right, and Cade Ellis drives it forward. Met by Sirenan. Neven Sember. 5 tackles gone, and Wigan have only just got over their own 30, so it's a long kick put in by Smith. It's taken well by Sailor on the full. He shipped it to the left-hand side. St Helens are already over their own 30. Wigan trying to drive them back, but that's where they'll be starting this set of 6 from. Percival in at dummy half. Saints over their own 40. Sirenan driving it forward. He's met by Walters, Ellis. And finally finishing the tackle off was Cruz Lehman. Whitby Spreads it back inside to Walmsley. Walmsley breaks the line. He's over the 40. He's over the 30. He's got support. It's been knocked on. Panicked there a little bit, did St Helens, thankfully, if you're a Wigan fan. Yeah, it was a knock on, and it got knocked into Whitby, who was in an offside position. And then did well there, Walmsley, to break the line. Got a little bit giddy there, St Helens and Walmsley. Can't blame them early on, trying to break that line and then get a score on the board early, but you would have probably been better taking the tackle, Walmsley. Conditions look a little bit slick out there as well, so you can bet the ball's a little bit greasy. Wigan just over the halfway line with Walters. 2 tackles gone. Cruz Lehman in at dummy half, spreads it right to Harry Smith. Straightened up by Cade Ellis. He's over St Helens, he's 40. He's still going, probably about 45 metres. 35 metres there, sorry. He gained a good 5 after the contact. Wigan shipping it to the right hand side, happy to throw it around. It's Farrell. He gets to the 30 before he's put on the floor by Sirinen. Wigan trying to go down the right hand side. Little grubber kick comes in from Bevan French. Miskey trying to get his hands to it, and it looks like Percival has knocked it, the ball dead. It's a penalty for St Helens for what? I can only assume it's offside. Alright, yeah, he was offside. Cruz Lehman came, Cruz Lehman getting involved. He didn't stay 10 away. So it'll be offside. And a penalty to St Helens. He's done it a couple of times at the start of this match, Cruz Lehman. Gone to ship it to the right-hand side as the dummy, then gone down the short side, to the left-hand side, and then gone down to the short side to the right. Bevan French put that kick in, but Lehman got a little bit giddy there. He was a good 2 or 3 yards offside himself and then got involved in play. So, Abbas Miskey couldn't get any downward pressure and it was knocked behind, but Lehman let the side down there. Could have cost his side a try as well, all because of not being aware of his own position. But blimey, that was a forward pass from St Helens. They got away with that one though. He's still keeping the ball alive here, St Helens. They're over Wigan's 40, approaching the 30. With central, a dummy pass up to Wigan's 30. And by in at dummy half, spreads it right. Whitby fakes the kick. A bit of handover. Made a little bit of a hash of that, St Helens, really. Didn't get the kick away. Marshall drives it forward. Met by a, let's call it a dark blue wall. I'm not sure how you describe St Helens away kit. We'll go with a dark blue, the purpley kind of colour. Lehman in at dummy half. Spreads it right to Miskey. Miskey straightens it up. He's met by Sirinen. Makes about 5 yards there. Wigan just short of their own 30. Farrell gets over the 30. Then he's met by Walmsley. Makes no yardage after contact, that's for sure. 4 tackles gone. Wigan still in their own half. Smith puts the kick in. Sailor's going to come across. Picks it up inside his own 10. Wigan trying to straighten the line up before they drive forward in defence. St Helens will be starting from their own 20. Pretty central. 14 minutes gone. Still 2-0 to Wigan. Just that massive shot there by Nsemba and Smith. Nothing wrong with it. Whitby in at dummy half. Spreads it left. It was actually Smith with the shot. The heavy shot. And Nsemba was just a bystander really. You'd have thought it was the other way around. But good shot from Harry Smith. 4 tackles gone. Oh, another set of 6 there. Walters with a push. Just coming up to the 5th tackle and Walters decides to mess around at the play of the ball, giving St Helens another set of 6. Whitby over the 40 in Wigan's half. 2 tackles gone. Coming down this right hand side, Percival ships it inside. Now they're spreading it central. Just over the 30. Walters and Ensemble with the tackle. Knowles, breaks the line, but Jai Field's there to stop any further momentum. St Helens inside Wigan's 10. Percival ships it inside. St Helens just short of Wigan's line. Walmsley, what have you done there? On the 5th tackle, just coming up, trying to get up and hurry the play of the ball. Drops it, another knock on. He's having a little bit of a nightmare in the first, 15 and a half minutes is Walmsley. He's made some good yardage breaking the line, but his handling skills have been poor and let himself and St Helens down. But it's a knock on. It'll be head and feed to Wigan on their own 10 metres. Yeah, quick shout out, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell, and if you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be superb. Feel free to use the live chat. Bickersley brings it forward, driven back a little bit after contact. About 15 metres out Wigan. Lee Mingles himself, he's met by Sirinen, tries to get to 20, but he's driven back by Sirinen and Walmsley. Made no yardage there. Liam Marshall will have a try. He gets an offload there to Harry Smith as he was being driven back. Did Marshall. Smith still can't get to the 30. Wigan getting penned in here. 3 tackles gone. Tyler Dupree drives it forward. He gets over the 30, but 4 tackles gone. Leaning in at dummy half. Bevan French is going to put a high kick into the right-hand corner. There's nobody at home. Saylor comes across now. Picks the ball up on his own 10. French makes the tackle from his own kick. Murphy gets over at his own 20, tackled by Leeming, Farrell and Walters. 2 tackles gone. Percival drives it forward up to his own 30. Whitby with a little offload there to Whitley. Still inside their own 40. Wellesby gets over the 40, little pass to Percival. Percival slides on the halfway line. 5th tackle, going to be a high kick from deep coming in. It's going to land about 15 metres out. Oh, Fields knocked it on. Has he knocked it backwards? No, the referee says you've knocked it on. He had a second grab at it. Excuse me, I thought he was a little bit unlucky there, Field. I thought it went backwards. Maybe he knocked it forward at the second attempt. So Wigan have blinked first. He wasn't under any pressure really, Field, either. I'm not sure if it's actually raining at the Brick Community Stadium, but it certainly looks slick, put it that way. Another set of 6, Harry Smith messing about the play of the ball. St Helens are about 5 metres out, right under Wigan's post. Now they come in left. Whitby straightens it up. Can't make any yardage. And in at dummy half, spreads it left to Wellesby. Wellesby lays it off to Sirinen. Sirinen's lost the ball now. From a Wigan point of view, this is fantastic. St Helens keep knocking this ball on when they're on dangerous positions. Sirinen's just knocked on there. It was when his elbow hit the floor, the ball just squirted out. But Walmsley's knocked on twice when St Helens have been in really good positions. So they're letting Wigan off the hook. Wigan Head and feed at the scrum, 10 yards out. Oh my word, I think that was a knock-on from the scrum from Cruz Leeming. Hello, Tyler Dupree. He's already got the headband on. And number 19, who was that? Tried pulling his headband off. It's covering the gash that he got the other game. Yeah, he did. He knocked on at the back of the scrum, did Cruz Leeming. Delaney it was. So now that scrum goes exactly the same position. It goes to St Helens. Sailor tries driving it forward. Wigan trying to drive him over the sideline. If you can't drive him over the sideline, they're driving him backwards. Referee calls held. Wellesby to Delaney. Delaney runs straight at Dupree. Wigan are offside. Penalty awarded to St Helens. This will be quite telling now. What does St Helens do? Are they going to level the scores up? We go 2-2, or are they feeling confident? Are they feeling confident and they're going to go for the try and the conversion? The way they've been playing, now I think they're going to play it safe and they're going to go for the 2 points, level things up. Like I said earlier, in a game that could be a tight game, I think if you get the opportunity to score the points, you may be better off taking them. It's going to be George Whitby to, he's not going to miss this, I've put this over myself. It's going to be Whitby to level things up, Wigan offside. It's a picture of concentration, fresh-faced youth. All things are level, 2-2. Gotta say, in the opening 22 and a half minutes, St Helens have had the better of the chances. And they've had the better of the territory as well, that's for sure. Andre Onana from Manchester United in the crowd there. It's a good job he's not playing. He would never keep hold of this ball. Saints get us back underway. They return that kick from Wigan. They're starting just short of their own 20. Sailors over the 20. Just. Wellesby. Lees did well to keep hold of that ball, then he was dumped on the floor, and it is like a bar of soap, definitely. Brad O'Neill's come on for Wigan. I'm assuming that's Cruz Leeming who's gone off. Fifth tackle. Going to be kicking from deep inside their own half. St Helens. Ball lands about 32 yards out. It's picked up by Marshall on the 30. Immediately he runs infield. Wise to do so. Then he straightens it up. Don't want to be being pulled into touch. Harry Smith in at dummy half. Spreads it to Abbas Miski. Miski's over the 40. He's met by 3 St Helens defenders. He's driven back over Wigan's side of the 40. Bevan French in at dummy half, ships it left to Liam Farrell. Farrell winces as he goes into that tackle, just short of the halfway line. Brad O'Neill spreads it left to Ellis. Ellis ships it to Smith. Smith thought about a little offload there to Nsemba, but Nsemba was stood still right at the side of him, so he kept hold of it. Takes the tackle. Walters over the halfway line, just short of the 40, and has he knocked it on, or I say it's offside? It's one of the two. Oh, he's got his legs lifted there as well, did Walters. Yeah, lifted his legs there. He let go of the legs though, so it's nothing more than a penalty. Yeah, it's been given a dangerous tackle. So Wigan will be starting on St Helens' 20 down this left-hand side. Harry Smith to Dupree. Dupree drives it forward. Almost breaks the line. Not quite. O'Neill ships it right. Walters over the 10. Legs pumping. Can't break free though. Wigan 5 yards out. O'Neill goes left. Now it's shipped to Cade Ellis. Ellis is going to be stopped by a wall of blue. He's about 2 metres out. 3 tackles gone. Wigan trying to come down this left-hand side. Harry Smith jinking. That's a try. It might well go upstairs this though, because there's a Wigan player stood in the way, and I've got a feeling he stopped the tackle being completed. On-field decisions a try. It could well be, but this will go upstairs. I couldn't see which Wigan player it was. When Harry Smith cut back inside and then drove towards the line, he went in right under the post, and the posts were in the way, but there's a Wigan player. Is it Tyler Dupree? So Dupree... Yeah, Dupree has stopped the tackle being made on Smith. So Smith's stretched out, grounded the ball no problem, but Tyler Dupree stopped. It looked like 2 St Helens. He almost used him as a wall there, did Harry Smith. I'd be amazed if this is given. Fingers crossed it does get given. But I've got a feeling this is going to get ruled out for... They're having a proper good look at this, but for me... So Knowles gets in the tackle, but then there's two other St Helens defenders. He grounds the ball on the line, so there's nothing wrong with the grounding. But if this is given, I think St Helens will not be happy with this. Because he's stopping, Dupree stops Matty Lees, and is it... Oh, not Matty Lees actually. Lees couldn't have got there because he was too far away. But he certainly stops Delaney. From being able to get into the tackle. It's not going to be a try. If it is... Smith used Dupree as a shield, simple as. So Lees gets the tackle, then Delaney can't get involved in the tackle because Dupree's there. Dupree, he was that involved in it, he ends up on the floor himself and on top of Harry Smith, so that tells you straight away this will get chalked off. And we'll move on. If it does get given, Saints will go ballistic, I'm sure. Yeah, no try. I don't know why it took so long. You didn't have to be a rocket scientist to know that that was going to get chalked off. Tyler Dupree tried giving it one of them with his arms to put up, say I'm not involved, and as they come towards him, he protected himself. So it's a penalty to Saints. They'll be starting from their own 30. 26 minutes gone. Wigan 2, St Helens 2. Delaney drives it in at good pace. Over the 30. He's met by Cade Ellis and Walters. And by in at dummy half. Simonin drives it over the 40. Barreling the tackle. 2 tackles gone. Wells bit to Matty Lees. Lee straightens it up. He's met by Farrell and Walters. Still in his own half. Whitby ships it right. Saints trying to get to Wigan's 40. Tackled by Smith and Nsemba there though. So it's going to be... Oh no, it's been knocked on. Knocked on by Batchelor at the play of the ball. Is a said incorrect play of the ball? Yeah. He rolled it to the left-hand side instead of rolling it straight backwards. And the referee's not happy with that. He's not having it. So it'll be head and feed to Wigan just inside their own half. .27.5 minutes gone. Wigan 2, St Helens 2. Miskey over the halfway line. He's met by Wellesby. O'Neill in at dummy half, spreads it left to Ellis, Ellis to Walters, Walters drives it in. Can't quite get to St Helens' 40. 2 tackles gone, 13 metres gained. Wigan trying to come down. They've got an overlap here, like a forward pass to Farrell, got away with it. We'll call it a flat pass. Once again, going down the short side. Bevan French with a little chip kick over the top. It's Jai Field, he's going to go in under the post. As long as he was onside, that's going to be a try for Wigan. No need to go upstairs. Referee's blown his whistle. He's given the try. Lovely kick there from Bevan French. Harry Smith would have been proud of that one. Obviously a set move there from Wigan. Easy conversion for Harry Smith to come as well. Yeah, they got caught out there, did St Helens. The run that Jai Field put in was from deep. So when he got to the line, he was already at pace. And nobody from St Helens was near him, really. He picked that ball up. Nearest to him was Saylor, but he couldn't even get a tackle in. That's how far away from field he was. Simple try from Wigan. Wigan 6, St Helens 2. He's a top try scorer so far this season, Field, with 9 tries. Second place is Jake Wardle on 7, level with Mikey Lewis. Simple conversion to come for Harry Smith. Still no Adam Kieran in the squad, so I'm assuming he's still out injured. Easy conversion. Wigan 8, St Helens 2. It doesn't really reflect how this first half an hour has gone. They've certainly had moments, St Helens, and they've kind of shot themselves in the foot through some poor handling, some poor decision making, and they've let Wigan off the hook, really. And Wigan have taken full advantage of it. We St Helens to get us underway again. Ball goes down Wigan's right. Taken by Bevan French. He flicks it inside to Tyler Dupree. Up to the 10 for Dupree. He's met by Delaney Sirenen. Christian Wade's in the crowd. Breaking news if you didn't hear it. Signing for Wigan. We'll go through that at half time. O'Neill in at dummy half. Short pass there to Nsemba. Lee's missed, but Delaney didn't. Wigan trying to get up to their own 30. Can't get there though. 4 tackles gone. Good defence from St Helens. It's inside to Cade Ellis. Ellis driving towards the halfway, but they can't even get over their own 40, Wigan, so it's going to be a deep kick from Smith on his own 35. It's high, it's hanging, it's taken by Bennison on his own 20. He gets up to the 30. Now he's being driven back by Dupree, Walters and Brad O'Neill. St Helens are having some joy in breaking Wigan's line at times, which is a little bit concerning. Little offload there. They break the line and then once again knock on, letting Wigan off the hook. This time it was Bennison. Are they going to have a captain's challenge? Oh, it was knocked out by Harry Smith. But he knocked it backwards, so it wouldn't... it was Wardle, sorry, who knocked it out. So it's been given as a knock-on. Bachelor it was, sorry, who is adjudged to have knocked it on, but it was definitely knocked out by Wardle. Head and feed to Wigan, right on the centre spot. 32 minutes gone, Wigan 8, St Helens 2. Wigan ship it down the right-hand side with Miskey. Miskey, one out into the tackle. Just short of St Helens 40. Farrell drives it in just short of St Helens 40. 2 tackles gone. O'Neill goes left to Smith, to Walters. Walters over the 40. He's met by Whitby. Henry Smith. Wigan spreading it right. They've got numbers on the outside. Eckersley kept hold of that ball and took the tackle from Wellesby. Miskey in at dummy half. Ships it left to French. French central to Ellis. Ellis to Smith. To Field. To Wardle. Wardle breaks the line. Over the 10. Now he's tackled. This will be on the 5th tackle now. So Wigan needs to put a decent kick in here. Marshall in at dummy half. To Smith. Puts a high-ish kick in. There's a... Abbas Miskey's going to go in at the corner. Down the right-hand side. This will definitely go upstairs though, because there's so many hands went for that. I couldn't tell you whether it was knocked forward by St Helens, knocked forward by Wigan, or if it was knocked backwards by St Helens. And on-field decision, try. How the referees come to... I know he's got to give a decision, either no try or a try. But it was an absolute lottery as to whose hand got to the ball first and whether it was knocked on or not. I might need to put my glasses on for this. Let's have a closer look. Right, he's gone upstairs. Liam Rush, the video referee. Let's have a look. So it's not an up and under kick from Smith. It was one of them highish, flattish kicks. It is... I couldn't... Somebody got a hand on that. They must have done. Well, from that angle, you can't see if anybody actually got a hand on it. It's possibly Eckersley, possibly Bevan French. If it's come off Bevan French, this will be no try because it went forward the ball. It'll be a knock on. Did Percival get a hand? For me, that's a knock on from Bevan French. Unfortunately, but that's my first instinct after seeing that. Yeah, Bevan French has knocked that on. Percival didn't get his hand on it. Eckersley jumped but didn't get a hand on it. It'll be no try. It'll be a knock on, and it'll be a turnover because it was a 5th tackle. So they're still looking at it, but for me, that's a knock on from Bevan French. Unlucky, really. Did it go back? Oh, whoa, whoa. Did it go backwards? Or at least flat? Maybe I've jumped the gun a little bit there. On-field decision is try. I'm sure it came off there. As he put his hand up, I'm sure it came off Bevan French. But as he's done that, he might have knocked it flat or slightly backwards. So maybe not a knock-on. They're going looking at the grounding as well. And Eckersley didn't get a touch on it because he would have been offside because Bevan French got the first touch. So he's not interfered there now. So if that's gone backwards, this could well be a Wigan try. I take that back. I thought Bevan French knocked it on when he made contact. But if it's not gone forwards and it's gone flat, then this will be a try. Ooh, first instinct was knocked on by Bevan French, but when I've seen it again from a wider angle, it looked like he might have knocked it flat or slightly back behind him. If it's gone behind him, it's a try. Decision pending. Try. So they must have ruled that he did get a hand on it, Bevan French, but he knocked it flat at, shall we say flat at least. So Abbas Miskey with his 4th Super League try this season for the mighty Wigan Warriors. Wigan 12, St Helens 2. It's going to be a tricky kick for Smith because it's really close to the sideline, but he's a left footer, but it's on the right side for him. If you're watching this, let me know in the live chat whether you think this was a knock-on or not. I think it went, we'll say it went flat. I think the on-field decision of try helped the video referee. Saints fans in the crowd can't believe it. Head in hands. Thought it was a knock-on. Apparently not. 70th appearance for Abbas-Miski for Wigan today. So the kick's coming from the right-hand side. So Harry Smith being a left footer, like I said, it's the right side for him. And it's right out on that touchline. Pulled it. So it stays Wigan 12, St Helens 2. Billy Boston in the crowd there. Doesn't miss many games at Wigan. The crowd have just seen him on the TV screen there. He's getting a great cheer. Apparently they've just opened a statue for him. All the fans are up, giving him a round of applause. He's laughing. Good to see. We're back underway. Tyler Dupree drives it forward. He's driven back though by St Helens. Knowles is in there. Now the ball's come free again. Oh, referee says it's been knocked on. Tyler Dupree doesn't look too happy with that. There was 3 players in there. Oh, there was hands in there. There was hands in there. Wigan won't challenge it though. So it's a St Helens scrum. 10 metres out under the post. Just over 4 minutes to go until half time. Whitby to put the ball in the scrum. Saints coming down this right hand side. Wellesby lets the pass go. Saylor is static when he takes it. He gets grounded by Wardle and Nsemba. Delaney drives it over the 10. They're about 8 yards out, St Helens. Pretty central. Now it's with Wellesby. Spreads it left. Evan French with a tackle, Saints still on Wigan's 10. There's a Wigan player been knocked out here. Is he? Ooh. There's a Wigan player. It looks like he's been knocked out. He was just on the floor, not moving. Whether he got on the wrong side at the tackle, I'm not sure, but it doesn't look good. I can't see who it is. I don't want to speculate, but I'm going to say Tyler Dupree. I think it's Tyler Dupree who's on the floor. It was Parsi. He's a big unit, isn't he? Number 17. Dupree with the tackle, and he just literally, as he's on the floor, he looked like he was out cold, to be honest. He's still being treated now. So all the protocols kick in, don't they? They won't let the player move now until they've assessed him. Medical staff are around him. Well, that's good to see. He's sat up at least. Yeah, he's got some claret coming out of his eye, has Dupree. Not from that tackle, it was from the one he sustained last week. Yeah, he was on the wrong side there. So Parsi drives it in. Oh yeah, Tyler Dupree. He just tried enveloping Parsi, which is no easy feat. He's a unit. And yeah, he's going off his Dupree for a HIA. the stitches on his left eye have opened up a little bit as well. So hopefully he passes the HIA. They'll sort his eye out and we'll have him back in the second half. So we carry on. St Helens, Delaney drives it under the post. He's about 4 yards out. 5th tackle. What's Whitby going to do? He's not going to kick. They're going to run it down the left-hand side. St Helens, wild throw back inside, and it's picked up by Walters. Walters stays down, and Wigan will be starting in their own corner. Miskey drives it out. Saints, like a rabid pack of dogs, trying to drive him over his own goal line. Can't get him there. Wellesby has a little shove there on Walters. Not sure what that was about. Eckersley. Wigan just trying to keep this ball. Oh, and what's he done? It's a knock on. It's a knock on. There's a bit of a schmozzle. I think Eckersley felt like Walters felt like there was a hand in there. A little bit of nonsense at the play of the ball. Referee's not having any of it. Just gives it the huge. You've knocked it on. Yep. No challenge from Wigan. So referee says scrum down, head and feet to St Helens. It was Eckersley. It's his own fault. You've got to protect it better than that. It was Mbai who was in the tackle. Maybe a little bit unlucky there, Eckersley, but you've got to protect the ball better than that. So 38 minutes gone, clock's counting. It's going to be a scrum to St Helens. They're about 10 yards out from Wigan's goal line. The shot, do you know that shot from Mbai on Eckersley? He didn't try and wrap. He's driven his shoulder into him, and Eckersley didn't make anything of it. He was just trying to get up on his feet. But I think the video referee's having a look at this. He could be in trouble, Mbai, which I hope he doesn't go off because that spoils the game. Oh, he's getting pulled out here by the referee. The yellow card maximum. He didn't try and wrap, that's the problem. He just drove his shoulder into Eckersley and there was contact with the head. There's a card coming out, don't be red. Yeah, it's a yellow card. Moses and Mbai, 10 minutes in the bin. But also that'll get reversed now as well, so rather than it being a scrum head and feed to St Helens, it's going to be a penalty to Wigan. 38 minutes and 37 seconds gone. Harry Smith puts that into the crowd. Wigan will be starting on their own 30. Sean Edwards and Martin are fire in the crowd there. Walters trying to get up to Wigan's 40. He slipped as he was... Sorry, it's Harvey Hill. He's on. Oh, that'll be for Dupree, won't it? He slipped going into the tackle there. Wigan up to the halfway line. 3 tackles gone. 50 seconds to go. Trying to ship it down the right-hand side. Bevan French can't get free. Surinam finishes that tackle off. O'Neill spreads it left to Ellis. Ellis with a short pass to Walters. Walters breaks the line, but Whitby in with the tackle, puts him to the floor. 5th tackle. High kick comes from Smith, 35 yards out. Sailor's underneath it, takes it well. He's going to get driven towards the touchline. He stays in field. Saints will be starting on their own 10. They'll do nothing. And by there, and Sember goes in hard. Keeps hold of the ball. This will be the last play of the first half. Oh yeah, they've got the last play off there. Whitby spreads it left. Hooter goes. That will be the last play of the half. At half-time, Wigan leads St Helens by 12 points to 2. Saints have gotten by in the sin bin. So for the first 8.5 minutes, say, of the second half, St Helens will be down to 10 men. Let's get ourselves a little bit of peace and quiet while we're on half-time. Frankie James is in the live chat. Hello, Frankie James. Thank you for the kisses. Happy Easter to you. Yeah, the first half didn't disappoint. Everything you would expect from a St Helens and Wigan match on Good Friday. It's not disappointing. I'll tell you what, though, St Helens will be disappointed going in with that scoreline. Frankie James has just retracted her message. Happy E. Are we going clubbing? We're going clubbing in the 90s. We're having a happy E. Yeah, St Helens won't be happy with that scoreline, mainly because in that first half they had multiple. They must have had 1, 2, 3, 4 chances where they've broken Wigan's line. They've been right under the post. Walmsley broke the line twice for St Helens, knocked on. They've knocked on under Wigan's post when they were piling the pressure on. It just relieves that pressure on Wigan, allows them to clear it, easy yardage. Robbie Mike, better than Latix, pal. Frankie James, happy Easter, you crazy fool. Happy Easter to you. What do you think of that first half, Robbie? Have you managed to watch any of it? Or just to let you know as well, I think, I'm not 100% sure actually, but if you want to watch it, it might be on Bet365 if you've got a funded account as a stream. I'm not sure. I'm watching it on Sky. But yeah, so going back to St Helens in that first half, they've got themselves with the line breaks. They've not made the most of it. Like I said, Walmsley twice, 2 occasions, he's knocked on. And when they have got in good field position, Robbie Mack, no, just got on, pal. Well, stay with us, mate. We'll try and bring you the second half as much as we can. Obviously, it's not as good as watching it live, but if you've got the animations and a little bit of commentary, it's better than nothing. But both teams have struggled in that first half with handling. I don't think it's raining, but it's definitely wet, and the ball is like a bar of soap at times. Both teams guilty of rushing at the play of the ball and knocking on. The referee's been quite hot on it as well. Robbie Mack says, Mrs. Put Radio, I'm listening, pal. Well done, that man. Wigan Warriors or St Helens? Personally, I'm a Wigan Warrior. I know quite a few people though who are St Helens. Horses for courses, innit? Yeah, it was disappointing as well when we played the game over in the States at Las Vegas, was it? Would have been. I know we played Warrington, Wigan, and it was a little bit one-sided to be honest. But how good would that have been if we could have had the Wigan Saints over in the USA? That would have been something to behold for the USA fans. I know they're trying to break the market over in America, aren't they? Super League, so try and get that revenue coming in, get some funds into the game to keep it going, and hopefully let it thrive. And it's an untapped market. Robbie Mack, it's spitting the weather. It's spitting the weather, pal. Wigan always an Aspel lad. That's what I like to hear. I'm down in Devon myself, but a lot of my family are up in Wigan, and all Wigan Warriors fans. I can remember going watching Wigan. I've told this story before. The first ever World Club challenge against Manly. And whatever they say the crowd was, Had another 10,000 on. We're literally packed in like sardines. What a night that was. Absolutely fantastic. I remember Sean Edwards pulling off one of the best tackles I've ever seen. But I digress. Robbie Mack says, good man. Cheers, Robbie. Yeah, I made a few notes earlier. If you don't want to know what happened between Hull FC and Hull KR, turn the volume down because I just want to have a quick talk about that before the second half starts. It was played. So if you've recorded it, turn your volume down for a minute. I'll give you the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Right. Earlier on today, Hull FC hosted Hull KR. Massive derby match for obvious reasons. The clue's in the name. And I was doing a bit of work, but I had it on, so I had the volume down. And the match was spoiled. Early on, Cade Cust getting sent off for a no arms tackle, I'm assuming, contact to the head as well, and real force behind it. And it's like it was early in the match as well, and it ruined it. It ruined it as a spectacle. And despite right, don't spoil it as a spectacle. It was a valiant effort by Hull FC, but they tried the heart out. The fans were behind them. Hull KR weren't at the best today, but they ran out, convincing winners in the end, 14-28. But there was a point in that second half where I thought, just for a minute, are Hull FC going to pull this off? Are they going to do what they did? Do what they did against Wigan, in the Challenge Cup? Couldn't quite do it, and kind of ran out of steam a little bit from about 66th, 70th minute onwards. But they put in a good effort. So Hull KR stay top of the league, and the winner. And as things stand, Hull FC are currently sat in second. But the winner of this game will leapfrog Hull FC and go second in the league. So it's obviously there's local pride at stake. Both teams want to win. They don't like each other. End of. But also, they're not going to want to be losing ground on Hull KR. Hull KR are looking, although they didn't play fantastically well today, they did what they needed to do. And I think if they can move on from what they did last season, you can see them winning the league this year, Hull KR. They were a little bit unlucky last year. When I look back at it, and they went to Wigan, didn't they, towards the end of the season, and it was a real tight match. And just for a few moments, I thought Hull KR were going to turn Wigan over at the Brick Community Stadium, and then Patrick Mago came on, changed the game completely. Wigan win the match. They go on to take the league, win the grand final. The rest is history. But there was just that little period where Hull KR looked like they were going to turn Wigan over. And it was an inspired move, really, by Matty Peet, because as soon as Mago came on, he started Wigan going forward. He was line breaking. They couldn't cope with him. And it turned the match around. I think it turned Wigan's season around. And I think that's why, ultimately, they won every competition that they entered. World Club Challenge, Challenge Cup, League title, grand final. This season was always going to be, at some point, a little bit of a letdown. After you've had perfection, it's always going to, obviously, we're out of the Challenge Cup. And they started off a little bit inconsistent, and, which will lead me on to the breaking news that broke before the match, I was a little bit concerned that they didn't go into the transfer market. They only made one. They only made the one signing. Can't remember who it was now. I've got a brain fade from Oldham, and I couldn't understand that. And if last year taught us anything, when you look, Brad O'Neill out for vast majority of the season. Excuse me. It's good to see him back playing now, and he's looking he's looking fit again. He's been in some hard tackles, so it's like he's back. You know, he hasn't broke. But I was still concerned that Wigan didn't make any more purchases, and I asked that question: why did they not want to make the purchases, and why they're on top? Keep on top, increase the squad strength and what have you. But the club themselves were saying we didn't go into the transfer market like you would expect because we wanted this current crop of players to believe that we believe in them, and that's fine. I totally get that. You've had an all conquering season. You wouldn't want to break the team up. But to me, it's a dangerous game for two reasons. One, some of the players are getting a little bit older. Maybe Wigan have got belief in the youth system. Maybe they've got their eye on some players, maybe at the end of this season, that they'll look to bring in. But the danger for this season is you get an injury to Cruz Leeming. You get an injury to Bevan French. It's happened. He's all right at the minute. Or you get an injury to Field. Where's the backup coming from? I know that there's Douglas there, there's Forber there, so they have got players coming through. And whenever Forber comes on, when O'Neill was out last season, and Leeming was there, Forber came on, and it was seamless. And oftentimes, I'd have preferred to have Forber on than Cruz Leeming, so that has worked. But if you get an injury to, say, what if you get an injury to Liam Marshall? What if you get an injury to Abbas Miski? What if you get an injury to both of them at the same time? Not dipping into that transfer market could come back and bite you. So I'm hoping that at the end of this season, they're not going to, I can't see them doing it. They're not going to dip into the transfer market once again. Maybe it's because funds are tight. Who knows? And maybe they're just saying that to the fans to placate the fans. But at the end of this season, regardless whether it's a conquering one or a bit of a damp squib, they need to go into the transfer market and start building now. Because like I said, some of these players are not, they're probably in the prime and getting to the top of the hill. Once you start that downward momentum, you need some good replacements to come in and have that time to bed in as well. Because it's really rare that you'll get a player come in and hit the ground running. So it often takes a half a season just to get used to new systems, new players, and get that where you all gel. So that's my only concern. But yeah, going back to Hull FC and Hull KR today, as you would expect, fierce local rivals, plenty of schmozzles on the pitch. You know, there was a good 3 or 4. Nobody throws punches anymore, do they? Not like this, because obviously the cameras are everywhere. As soon as you do, it's a red card. You're off. You've got a nice suspension coming. But there's a few sly little digs and elbows going in. And in a way, it's good to see. Local rivalry, it's a physical game, it's a man's game. You don't want everybody shaking hands every time there's a tackle, do you? And I'm surprised in the first half there's not been a little bit more animosity from the players from Wigan and St Helens towards each other. But we've still got the second half to come as well. So we'll see what happens there. Both teams, St Helens and Wigan this season, been a little bit inconsistent when you look at the form. Wigan's disappointment so far this season will definitely be going out of the Challenge Cup to Hull FC. First 10-15 minutes, I thought it's going to be a cricket score, this. And it just shows how a game of rugby league can turn around. And ultimately, almost a final play of the game, Hull FC knocked the reigning cup holders out. So that's one less cup for Wigan to focus on. But I've got a feeling You're not going to get away with losing 4 or 5 games this season and win the league. I think Hull KR are going to, unless they have a bit of a shocker, I think they've learned from last season, though. They've got that experience of being at the top or in the top 2. Whether did they bottle it a little bit last season, I'm not convinced they bottled it. I just don't think they had that final bit of the puzzle when they had Wigan on the ropes. I don't think they had that final bit of the puzzle just to get over the line. This year could be a different scenario. What happens in a grand final? Who's going to be in a grand final? Let's say, could be anyone. Wigan, could be Wigan Saints, could be Wigan Warrington, could be Hull. You can't tell at this stage of the season. But in a one-off game, pretty much anyone can beat anyone, can't they? I mean, look what happened with Hull KR earlier against Castleford. Came out on top, but they had to go to extra time. Players are just coming out now. So I just wanted to say the breaking news before the match started was the fact that Wigan have dipped into the transfer market and they've signed Christian Wade. He's had a spell of playing rugby union. He's had a spell of playing American football. But Wigan have gone into the market and signed him. So I don't think it's anything for the long term, because his age he's knocking on a bit. He was born in 1991. But that was breaking news before the game. Wigan have signed Christian Wade. Right, we're back underway. Wigan kicking from left to right. You'll be joining us late. St Helens will be down to 13. They'll be down to 12, sorry, for the start of this second half. Oh yeah, the clock has started. Apologies for that. 4 tackles gone. Saints almost up to the halfway line. Knowles in at dummy half. Whitby's going to be putting a high kick in from his own 40. Taken by Marshall on his own 20. Drives it up to the 30. He's met by Whitley. Not to be confused with Whitby. That's where Wigan will be starting from. Smith in at dummy half. Takes it himself. Has a little juggle with the ball. Robbie Mack said it is drizzling. So you can't see it on the TV. You can tell it's wet, and that ball is like a bar of soap. But he assures me there is some rain about. O'Neill in at dummy half. Spreads it right to Farrell. Farrell driving it towards the halfway line. He's just short. Ellis over the halfway line. Smith puts a chip kick in over the top. Sailor comes across, lets it bounce. He's running infield along his own 10-metre line. Is he going to let that ball go? He does let that ball go. Saints will be starting from just outside their own 20. Awful pass there from Wellesby. Wellesby's complaining to the referee that whoever was in at first marker for Wigan was interfering with him. Well, that's the idea. Once you pick the ball up, I don't know what Wellesby was moaning at there. Delaney trying to drive it up to his own 40. He's short. There's about 35 metres. 35 metres away from his own post. 5th tackle coming up. It's going to be Whitley with a kick from his own 40. It's a high kick down Wigan's left. Marshall takes it 15 metres out. He's over the 20. He's met by Delaney. Now he's trying to get up. Referee's going to say, God, blimey, St Helens are offside there. Got away with it. Wardle drives it forward, just short of Wigan's 20. Miski driving it forward. Miski with a try for Wigan in that first half. Wigan just over the halfway line with Walters now. He's met by Knowles, Delaney, and Sirinen. Manages to make a metre or two after contact, though. Did well there, Walters. Bevan French puts a chip kick in over the top. Eckersley's chasing it. There was a kind bounce there for Sailor. So picks the ball up, heads straight to ground. Didn't want to lose any more ground as Farrell was in with a tackle with Eckersley. Wigan trying to drive Saints over the line. They won't quite get there. Well, that's 2 tackles gone, and St Helens are still inside their own 10. Ooh, Percival drives it forward. He still can't get over the 10. Or Walters has been pinged here. There was Saints players are not happy, but the player, as he went to wrap, the player slipped, and I think he's made contact with his head, shoulder, but he was literally going to ground as Walters was trying to wrap, so it looks worse than it actually probably was. However, any contact with the head, you're responsible if you're making the tackle, and it's a St Helens penalty. It was Bennison. He put his foot on the ground, ready to brace for impact with a tackle, and as he put his foot on the ground, it slid forward, and the Saints fans are booing and hissing, as you would expect. But it looked like a swinging arm from Walters to the shoulders to the head, but because he was trying to wrap, Matty Pete's got a pensive look on his face. Walters has got the finger from the referee. Come over and have a chat, finger. He's got 10 minutes in the bin. Mitigation was because he was trying to wrap. But there was contact with the head. You know, if players are smart now, they'll go into tackle, and just before the tackle, they'll make sure they slip so there's contact with the head. I understand you've got to look after players, but if there's intent, as there was earlier with Cade Cuss, you've got to go 10 bin, either 10 minutes in the bin or a red. Cade Cuss, straight red. Can't argue with that. Walters in the bin, contact with the head. All right. But if it's not deliberate and there's mitigating circumstances, the player wasn't really injured either. Then to me, it's kind of spoiling the game a little bit, but I understand that they want to get, well, that's a forward pass as well from Wellesby. He's got away with it. Brad O'Neill gets up with his hand in Whitby's face, who was on the floor. Gets away with that one. So both teams down a man at the moment. But yeah, if it's unintentional and there's contact with the head, what's a player supposed to do? I don't understand how sending him off is going to stop him doing it next time, because it's a pure accident. It's a freakish accident. High kick comes in on the 50. Marshall's going to take it 2 yards out, does well. Immediately drives forward. Can't break the line though. Fielding at dummy half. Juggles it himself. Lays it to Miski. Miski drives it in. Wigan are over their own 30 there with Eckersley. 3 tackles gone. O'Neill in at dummy half. They're spreading it left, Wigan. There's plenty of space on the pitch here for Marshall to run into. Whitby ankle taps him. Just short of St Helens 40. Wardle in at dummy half. Smith over the 40. Puts a chip over the top. He's chasing it himself. Sailor comes across. It's a nice bounce for Sailor. Saints will be starting on their own 10 metre. Wellesby in at dummy half. 1 out to Percival. Percival goes back to the 10. Driven back by French, Smith and Farrell. Not a metre gained. It's almost gone back to the exact point where the ball was played. Sirinen drives it forward. He's met by Miski, Eckersley, Farrell. Tried driving him over the edge, then decide they can't, so they drive him back. So he's back on the 10 metre. 3 tackles gone. Offload from St Helens. Crazy offload if you're a St Helens fan. Picked up by Miskate. Wigan will be starting on Saints 10. Cade Ellis gets to the 10. Nobody, this 10 metre is like a 10 metre line is like a magnet at the moment. Harvey Hill gets to about 5 yards out, really central. 3 Saints players to bring him down. O'Neill in at dummy half, spreads it left to Smith. Smith with a little dummy, shot past the field, in under the post. Referee blows his whistle. That'll be 4 points to Wigan and a simple conversion for Harry Smith to come. That all came because St Helens were getting frustrated. They could not get over the 10 metre line. And the tackle count was going higher and higher. I think they were on the 4th tackle. Went for a cheeky offload that didn't work. Smith gave a little dummy pass to Field and then passed it to him on the 2nd attempt. It fooled everybody. Jerry Field goes in unopposed. Wigan fans are celebrating. Wigan 16, St Helens 2. 48 minutes gone. Rice smile on. Matty Pete gives it one of them. And then if you can lip read, I think he said, flipping well done. Scored 9 tries in 6 appearances, Jai Field. Couple of youngsters there, Wigan fans, doing a dance. Young lad sat in the crowd with his kit on. Future's looking bright amongst the youngsters for rugby league. Good to see. Kick success for Harry Smith today. He's 2 from 3 up to now. This will be 3 from 4. He won't be missing this. Smack bang in front. Over it goes. Another 2 added on for Wigan. Paul Wellens is looking a little bit subdued, the St Helens coach. What a player he was. Absolute menace. Fantastic fullback. Saints get us back underway. High kick comes in. Field takes it on his own 10. Chips it inside to Harvey Hill. Hill's driving towards the 20. He's driven back though by Matty Lees, Delaney and somebody else at the bottom of a pile. Morgan Knowles. O'Neill spreads it to Cade Ellis. Ellis gets to the 20. Makes a good couple of metres after contact as well. 2 tackles gone. And Sember up to the 30. Still going. Still driving. And Bai's back on, by the way. He's served his 10 minutes in the bin. Harvey Hill up to Wigan's 40. 4 tackles gone. Which way is O'Neill going? He's looking left, he's looking right. He goes left. Smith puts a kick in on his own 40. It's charged down and it's spinning. The ball's spinning like that as Field, he's waiting to pick it up, but he knows as soon as he touches it, there's a good chance he's going to knock it on. In the end, he does well. He had to field the ball because he was getting put under pressure. It's literally spinning like a spinning top. Did really well there, Field. Wigan riding the luck with the charge down, that's for sure. So Farrell over his own 40, driving towards the centre spot. Delaney in with a tackle and bite. Just short. O'Neill in dummy half. He looks left and right. He's going right to French. French on the halfway line, puts a kick in over the top, right into the corner. Backspin on it. It's not going to go out of play. Sailor picks it up. French is first there to make the tackle from his own kick. Wigan determined to keep St Helens in this corner. Do not let them out of their own 10 metres. You shall not pass, say Wigan. Percival has other ideas. He gets to about 12 yards out. 3 tackles gone though. The referee's now pinged Wigan for offside. Has he done them for offside or has he done them for messing about with the play of the ball? He could have done them for either. St Helens penalty. Messing about the play of the ball. He milked it there, did Percival. Can't blame him though. Saints will be starting on their own 40. And it is Percival who gets us back underway. Saints trying to throw it wide down the right hand side. Straightened up by Wellesby. And Sember Smith and Wardle in with a tackle. Was that a little knock on the... No. Referee says that was fine. Walmsley's back on. Drives it forward. Can't get to the halfway line though. Alright, they keep showing us Andre and Anna in the crowd. I want to see what's going on the pitch. Saints coming down the left hand side. Abbas Miski puts his arm out, knocks the ball on. I don't think they bother with deliberate knock-ons now, do they? That was a deliberate knock-on, by the way. Percival was waiting and he had Sailor on his outside there. Good job that got knocked on by Abbas Miski. Wigan would have been in trouble there. I think Field at fullback would have been outnumbered slightly. We'll never know. Head and feed to Saints on Wigan, about 45 yards out from Wigan's goal line. Whitby spreads it wide right. They're going to have to take the tackle there. Went behind Wellesby. So Saints with a voluntary tackle. Over the 40 there. 2 tackles gone. Pretty central. It's with Whitby. What's he going to do? Spreads it to Wellesby. There's a one-on-one tackle with Miski and is it Sailor? Sailor does well to keep hold of it. Delaney drives it in. Tackled by Sember and Brad O'Neill. Just short of Wigan's 30. Wellesby with a little kick over the top. Poor kick really though. Field picks that up. No pressure on him. Runs in field and it's Sirenham with a tackle. Now it's driven up by Abbas Miski just short of his own 20. Bevan French in at dummy half. Spreads it left to Farrell. Farrell looking busy. Come looking for work. Met by Sirenham just short of the 30. O'Neill in at dummy half. Now it's driven forward by Eckersley. Lee's in the tackle with Walmsley. O'Neill, 1 out ball there, 2. Liam Byrne who's on, over the halfway line. Both teams back up to a full complement of players now. Walters is back on. Smith with a kick. Down the left hand side. Sailor takes it on his own 10, runs in field. He's met by the shoulder of Cade Ellis. Whitby spreads it left. Just showing signs, St Helens, that they're going to be a little bit more expansive in this second half. Losing by 18 points to 2, nothing to lose. Walmsley drives it in with ferocity. He's met by Walters Marshall. Just short of his own 30. Walmsley again driving it in. Cade Ellis and Liam Byrne stop him getting to Saints 40. Just, only by a yard. In fact, by the time he plays the ball, he's on the 40. 4 tackles gone. Saints still in their own half. Throwing it around now. Offload's coming. Then the right-hand side over Wigan's half. Just up to Wigan's 40. Tackled by Marshall. 5th tackle. What's Whitby going to do? He's not going to kick. They're going to spread it left. It's with Wellesby. Wellesby's running on his own. Breaks the line. But Bevan French with the tackle. That'll be the handover to Wigan on their own 20. They're not going to go out of this game with a damp squib, St Helens. They are throwing this ball around and doing everything they can to break that Wigan line. Lost a couple of metres there on that first tackle, Wigan. O'Neill spreads it to Marshall. Marshall over the 20. Walmsley in the tackle there with, can't see who else it is it Delaney? Wardle up to Wigan's 30. He's looking for the offload. Thinks better of it. Wise decision. Cruz Leeming's on for O'Neill in at dummy half. Spreads it to Nsemba up to the 40. Looking to get up quickly for a quick play of the ball. Wasted tackle there from Wigan, really. They were trying to milk a penalty. Fifth tackle. Field in at dummy half. Spreads it to Smith. Smith puts a high kick in. It's going to be taken by Sailor 15 metres out. He runs in field. Blimey. That was a bit of a, I won't say a hospital pass, but it was a, they lost about a good 6-7 metres there, did Saints, with that risky pass. It was Murphy who, Sailor let the pass go. Murphy was stood still, got absolutely mullered, but kept hold of the ball. That's the main thing. Oh, now Saints have knocked on their own 30-metre line, standing up, trying to play the ball. Who was that for St Helens? Morgan knows. Not even close to getting the ball on the floor before he dropped it. Disappointed with himself there. But he's not the only one. That must be the fifth. That's the sixth time that St Helens have played themselves into trouble when they've been in a decent position. Wigan with French coming down this right hand side. He hits the floor. Saints are trying to push him into touch. Can't do it. Eckersley in at dummy half. Wigan shipping it left. It's straightened up by Ellis. Take the tackle. Liam Byrne was obstructing the Saints defender. Referee's happy with that. Leeming in at dummy half. Out to Walters. Walters straightens it up. Trying to get to the 10. He's a little bit short. 3 tackles gone. Over the 10. Spread it to the right hand side. Eckersley can't take it at the first attempt. Drop the ball, but I think it's gone backwards. Referee says, I thought that went backwards. No, referee says it's a knock on. That's all that matters. He almost took it one-handed, to be honest, Eckersley. Not the best of passes, to be honest, from Bevan French, of all people. 59 minutes gone. Still Wigan 18, St Helens 2. Saints go down the short side from that scrum. Wellesby can't make any real yardage though. Bevan French with a tackle, assisted by Eckersley. Percival almost up to Saints 20. Clarkson at dummy half. Whitby. Ooh, Walt. It went backwards. It was Walmsley again. It was a short pass to him. It was rocketed to him, and he put his hand out, and it did go backwards. But if he had knocked that on, that definitely wouldn't have been his fault. It was an awful pass from Whitby. He was trying to do the no-look pass, really, and I think it confused Walmsley. I don't think he was expecting it. Sirenan breaks the line almost. Ankle tap by Bevan French. Gets the offload off, though. It's with Whitby. Then to field, wrapped up by Cruz Leeming. Still short of the halfway line. In fact, they're short of their own 40. They're going to run it. Now the kick comes in from Wellesby. It's high. Field can't get to the ball in the air. He's got to let it bounce. Gets it at the first attempt. But Wigan are going to be starting on their own 10. Wardle in at dummy half. Marshall takes the ball. Makes about 5 yards. Messing about at the play of the ball there at St Helens. Referee says Marshall was maybe milking it a little bit as well. Abasmiski drives it forward. Wigan are only over their own 20 with up to the 30 now. 4 tackles gone. Farrell was looking for the offload, then he keeps hold of it. 4 tackles gone. Leeming in at dummy half. Spreads it to the left. 1 out from Cade Ellis over the 40. Makes a good couple of 3 metres after the contact. 5th tackle coming up for Wigan. Smith's going to be kicking from his own 40. Puts a high, long kick in. Sailor's going to take it 15 yards out. By the time he's tackled, he's on about the 25-yard line. Whitby in at dummy half. Over the 30%. French is bumped off the tackle. Driving towards their own 40. Clark in at dummy half. To Percival, just short of the halfway line. Farrell and Walters in with a tackle. Clark again spreads it to the right. Walmsley into Leeman. Leeman's helped by Cade Ellis. 4 tackles gone. Clark goes down the right hand side to Whitby. Whitby dummies the pass. He's broke the line. He's got support on the inside. Forward pass. Unlucky St Helens. They broke the line there with Whitby. He broke it with ease, really. And then at the last moment, who was he trying to pass to? Clark was on his inside. Yeah, it's drifted forward. I mean, Clark, that's partially Clark's fault, that, because he was all, at one point, he was running in front of Whitby. Then he kind of slowed down a little bit. Yeah, it was a good yard forward. Fortuitously for Wigan, because Clark would have been over the line. Lehman was hot on his heels, but he wasn't going to stop him before he got over the whitewash. As it is, scrum head and feed to Wigan on their own 20. Paul Wellens looks a little bit dismayed. He looks a little bit flat, does the St Helens coach, to be honest. Bennison's going to be coming on for St Helens. Oh, Wigan have knocked on. It was Liam Byrne coming on to the ball at pace. It was not a good pass from, let's call it flat, not forward, from Lehman, but not a good pass, and knocked on by Wigan. So the 0 tackle. Saints driving it forward. They're over Wigan's 10, and that's only the first tackle. Clark spreads it left. Another set of 6. Wigan messing about. Play the ball in at the corner. Murphy. Lewis Murphy. I think the referee's going to go upstairs. I think he got this down. On-field decision. What is it? Is it going to be a try? On-field decision is a try. If you're a St Helens fan, as the comeback started, it's going to be a difficult kick. It's going to be a difficult kick for Whitby. So Murphy is diving for the line. Coming over is that French? His legs are high. What a good try from Murphy. His legs are literally legs, head. So he's well into touch. And he's being tackled as well and pushed out. I think it might be Bevan French. But he's got that ball down for me. What a good try. It is French who's come over trying to, why he's in mid-air and he's being pushed into touch. But he's kind of pivoted around the ball, so he's almost all of his body is in touch. But his hands and the ball are in touch, and for me that's a try, and a good try as well. All the fans are giving it there. It's a try. Going to be a difficult kick to come, that's for sure. Right, while that kick's coming, I'm going to go for a quick toilet break. I'll be back in 1 second. We're back on board. Speed peeing while the rugby's on. The joys of getting older. Get my camera back on. We're back underway. There's the net. Right, there we go. Walmsley pulls his trousers back up. That'd help. So, Wigan 18, St Helens 8. Plenty of time left in this match as well. 66 minutes gone. Marshall takes a catch off the high kick from St Helens' fifth tackle. Wigan, there was a clash there between Wardle and Clark. Wardle bounced back inside his own 20, but kept hold of the ball. Now Wigan are just over their own 30. 3 tackles gone. Cruz leaning in at dummy half. Farrell drives it forwards. He's just short of his own 40. Now it's inside with Ellis. Ellis to Walters. Walters trying to drive it over the halfway. Can't quite get there. He's met by Knowles. Fifth tackle. Kick comes in along the ground from Smith. It's gone into touch. So there's no scrum now for that, is there? It's just the handover on the fifth tackle. So you don't really get that opportunity to get that air into your lungs that you used to do. 67 minutes gone. Saints will be starting on their own 15. Just short of their own 20. Clark's in at dummy half. Bennison wriggles his way just over their own 20. It's spread down that right hand side, and Sember and Burning with a tackle assisted by Harry Smith. Still about, don't mess about the play of the ball. And Sember was a little bit tangled up there. Referee says that's all right. Walmsley drives it forward. He's over the 30. He's still going. He's got Ellis, Byrne, Lehman in the tackle. Clark's in at dummy half. Spreads it left. Wellesby spreads it left. Sirenen drives it over the halfway line. Lehman in, Bevan French in the tackle with Eckersley. Clark's in at dummy half. Spreads it left again. 4 tackles gone. Wellesby breaks the line. Now he's wrapped up on the 20 by Sember. I thought he was going to go all the way for a second, then Wellesby. Fifth tackle. Clark in at dummy half. Spreads it right. Wide right to Whitby. Whitby puts a kick in all along the ground. It's picked up on his own goal line by Field. He scampers 2 yards out. That's where Wigan will be starting from. Saints piling the pressure on. Pushing offside there, St Helens. Marshall drives it forward. Can't get to Wigan's 10 though. Now they're going to try with Wardle. Wardle, wall of bluey purpley St Helens players just outside their own 10. Miskey has an attempt. Gets a little offload to Cruz Leeming. Leeming slips though, manages to get over his own 20. Knowles comes into the tackle there. I saw Wellesby, Winston, and it was his own player. Wigan are going to kick on the 4th. A long kick from Smith. It's going to land on the 25. It's going to be picked up by Sailor. Sailor's driving it back. He's tackled on his own 30. Now he's being driven back. Farrell completes the tackle. Approaching the 70th minute. Wigan 18, St Helens 8. Eckersley with the tackle. Sirenen in at dummy half. Puts it inside to Percival. Percival drives it forward. He's met by Brad O'Neill, who's come on for Leeming. Eckersley assists. 3 tackles gone. Walmsley drives it towards halfway. Can't quite get there. He's met by Walters and... I'm wondering who's gone off. A wild offload there that comes off. Walmsley picks it up. He drives over Wigan's 40. Not sure what Wigan have done here. They've got Leeming on and Brad O'Neill. Wellesby, 5th tackle, comes down the left-hand side. Kick comes in from Sailor. It's picked up by Field. First tackle misses. Sirinen doesn't miss the second tackle. Wigan will be starting on their own 20. Aberysmith inside. He's running across field. Tries a handoff of Whitby. He's on his own 20. Marshall's trying his luck. He's driving forward, trying to get to the 30. Stopped by Clark. Harry Smith in at dummy half. Short pass to Nsemba. Nsemba's driving forward. Skips the first tackle. 4, 5 Saints players bring him to ground. Smith in again at dummy half. Leeming to Ellis. Over Wigan's 40. That'll be the 5th tackle. Yeah, Wigan have got Leeming and Brad O'Neill on. Not sure what's going on there. Kick along the ground that's picked up by Saylor. Gets absolutely mullered by O'Neill, Walters and Harry Smith. Won't be bothered though. Saints will be starting from just inside their own 40. Clark in at dummy half. Spreads it to Wellesby. Wellesby to Percival. Percival tackled by Brad O'Neill and Walters. Clark in at dummy half again, spreads it right. Now it's Mbai driving it forward, just short of Wigan's 40. Pretty central, can go left or right here, Clark. He goes right. Whitby slips as he goes into the tackle with Brad O'Neill. That'll be the 5th tackle. Clark, is he going to go left? Because Whitby was involved in the tackle. Wellesby puts a high hanging kick in. Marshall's underneath it, takes it well. He was happy to go to ground there, Marshall. Didn't want driving over his own goal line. Oh no. Wardle's flown into the tackle, and as he went into the tackle, the impact dislodged the ball, so it's St Helens in possession. Sirinen gets an offload as well. Clark. This ball's still alive on Wigan's 10, central. They're about 8 yards out now. Wigan putting themselves under pressure there. Wardle losing the ball in the tackle. Well, this is going to be, and Mbai's gone over the line here. This is going to be interesting. At the play of the ball, the referee has given the try. At the play of, I want to see this again. At the play of the ball, the Saints player pushed the Wigan marker, and Parsi went through the gap that was made. So it all came from this knock on by Wardle in the contact from the tackle. But I want to see it slightly earlier. We're just watching a replay of Parsi getting in under the post. Nothing wrong with the try, but it was Clark who pushed Leeming, and when Leeming was being moved out the way, Parsi went through the gap. Either way, the referee's given he's awarded the try. The kick's been made. 18 points to 14. Game on. Wellens is looking a little bit happier. Matty Pete's moistening his lips. Never disappoints this tie between these two giants of the game. Biggest of rivals. The crowd are up for it. So from seemingly being out of the game, Saints are right back in this now. I think I need another 4 points for my bet to be up as well. He had over 35 points in the match. $32. Another trial that will see me bet up. I'll win me 10p. Wigan get us back underway. It's a kick right to the sideline. It's picked up by Wellesby. Drives it forward. And Mbai drives it forward. He's met... Is he going to offload it there? No, he's going to keep hold of it. He was met by Ellis and Harvey Hill. Clark's trying to drive it forward. Wigan thought about trying to pull him towards the sideline. Then they just decided, no, get him to the ground, play it safe. Sirinen drives it over Saints 20. He's met by Brad O'Neill and Cruz Leeming. Ellis is in there as well. Clark's in at dummy half, spreads it right. Morgan Knowles drives it forward. He gets the offload to Clark as well. There's a break here now for Wellesby. Breaks the line. Gets up to the halfway line. He's brought down by Nsemba and Ellis. It's all St Helens at the moment. fifth tackle. It's going to be a high kick from Wellesby, right under the post. Nicked on by St Helens, and it's picked up by Wigan. So Harry Smith, it'll be the knock on, so it'll be the handover, or we just play on, whichever. Wigan will probably... Yeah, Wigan will be starting on their own 10. The clock ticks. Well, it doesn't actually, it's just stopped. 75 minutes gone. Liam Marshall drives it forward, makes about 4 yards. A pensive look on Matty Pete's face. Abbas Miski's driving it forward now. He's met by Siren and can't quite get to his own 20. Leeming in at dummy half. Now it's O'Neill driving it forward. He's pushed back a little bit. He's on his own 20. Centre field. Leeming goes left to Harvey Hill. Harvey Hill drives it forward, just short of his own 30. Leeming takes it on his own. He's running behind the marker. Oh, he's running behind the marker of St Helens. Drops the ball, but the referee says it's gone backwards. So Harry Smith drives it forward. That's a fifth tackle. Going to be a kick coming in from Bevan French inside his own half just. It's a deep kick, picked up by Saylor on his own 10. He's running it infield, diagonally, gets to his own 20, where he's met by a wall of Wigan players. Farrell, Leeming and Ellis. Whitby in at dummy half, spreads it right. Saints trying to get up to their own 30. Now they are over their own 30. Bill Scott. Up and under the sticks, says Bill Scott. The question is, Bill, for who? The question is for who? Are you a Saint or are you a Warrior? Wellesby running across field. Saints just over halfway. It's with Whitby spreading it right. High kick comes in from Wellesby. It's a massive kick. It's taken by Field 5 yards out, right under the post. He does well there, Field. He tries to gets to about the 15-yard line. Marshall drives it forward, pushes Whitby back, but doesn't make any more yards after contact. Now Walters is having a go. 3 tackles gone. Wigan still inside their own 40. Glad O'Neill drives it up to the 40. 4 tackles gone. Walters in at dummy half. Now it's with Farrell. He gets to the halfway line. Wigan are going to be kicking from probably about their own 40. Smith puts a high kick. It's going to be Saylor underneath it. He's not under any pressure. Catches it about 12 yards out. Now he's driving it towards a 20. He's knocked it on. Eckersley's picked it up, and Miski will get in at the corner. We'll just have a look at this to see if there was a knock on. I've got a feeling it'll be a try, but it's just when Saylor had that ball, I'm not sure if it was him who dropped it in contact or if it was one-on-one. On-field decision. Try. But it's just whether this ball was knocked out. If it was, it's fine. It was one-on-one. But whether it went forward from the knock-on, it was Bevan French and Saylor. I always keep wanting to say Wendell Saylor. So it was... No, it is a knock-on. The Bevan French grabbed the arm of Saylor as he was looking to do something with the ball and dropped the ball. Percival came across trying to reef the ball out of Abbas Miski's hands, but he couldn't, and he couldn't make the tackle. The grounding's fine. For me, that's a try. Try for Wigan. What's the referee third? I can't see why they would rule it out. Pending try for Wigan. 78 minutes gone, that should wrap it up now. Wigan 22, St Helens 14, and a pretty easy conversion attempt to come for Harold Smith. St Helens players are looking deflated. And that's my bet up as well. Get me 10p back off Bet 365. He's had a good game, Sailor. He's been rock solid at the back, and you could see what he was trying to do there. Times against him. He was trying to get the ball away, maybe to Percival. But Bevan French in with a tackle there. Picked up by Eckersley. Eckersley ships it to Miskey. Miskey evades Percival and slides over. 79 minutes gone, the clock's still ticking. It'll probably stop any second now, so we're in the final minute. It is done and dusted. Wigan fans are celebrating. It just shows, though, in the blink of an eye, a game can turn. A game can turn. And Saints come back, looked on. It did look on, and then that one mistake, and it's all for naught. Clock stops on 79 minutes and 25 seconds. Wigan fans are celebrating. Na 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 na. Kick goes over from Harry Smith. Clock starts. Wigan 22, St Helens 14. 79 minutes and 32 seconds on the clock. So this will move Wigan. Short kick comes in from St Helens. Knocked on by Eckersley. Has it gone? Yeah, it's going to be head and feed to St Helens on Wigan's 30. Clock stops 79, 48 seconds. It matters not. The spoils today will be going to the Wigan Warriors. There'll be some pies being eaten in Wigan today. This weather you could do with a baby's head. Long pass from Saints. Kick comes in. It's pushed behind by Jyfield. That'll be the end of the game. It is indeed. The Wigan fans are celebrating. Unlucky for St Helens, I've got to say. They did put up a good fight in that second half. And just for a moment, I've got to say, I was getting a little bit nervous. Let's just get a little bit of peace and quiet. Yeah, I was just getting a little bit nervous. So that'll move Wigan up into second place in the table. If you missed it earlier on, Hull FC hosted Hull KR. Bitter rivals, the clue's in the name. If you don't want to know the score, turn your volume down now. It was Hull FC 14, Hull KR 28. All is not what it seems, though, with that score. Hull FC down a man, and it was Cade Cust getting an early red card in that game. And there was a point in the second half where it looked like they were going to pull off a big performance, putting Hull KR under some real pressure, and the scoreboard was getting tighter. But then from about the 66th minute, Hull KR pulled away. Good performance, though, by Hull FC. However, that loss by Hull FC moves them now down a position into third. Wigan move into second, 2 points behind Hull KR. So as it stands, Hull KR top spot, 14 points. Wigan Warriors are in second spot with 12 points. Hull FC third with 11 points. And St Helens, they remain in fourth on 10 points. However, Leeds, if Lee win, they will leapfrog. They will leapfrog St Helens. So that's where we stand currently after round 8 of the Bet Fred Super League. There's still quite a few games to be played. There's some being played today. I can't remember who the teams were, so I'll be trying to watch them. But obviously, Good Friday, you've got to be got to play the ball. You know, play the game. It can't all be about the ball games, can it? Got to spend some time with the family. Good Friday and all that. But a good performance from Wigan. I was a little bit nervous before this game. I've got to say, there's been a little bit of inconsistency with Wigan this season. But today they were on the game. We just had a brief spell where they were putting themselves under a little bit of pressure. Wigan. Liam Marshall there with his little one celebrating his little girl, and yeah. I just just for a moment, I thought, is this going to be one of them Derby Day comebacks that we've seen from St Helens in the past? They've got it in the locker, haven't they? But it wasn't to be. Wigan come out on top. Quick shout out. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell. If you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be superb. We've got 3 stream supporters today. We've got jalexpetproducts.co.uk, heavenlypleasures.co.uk and removepest.co.uk. Links are in the description along with the promo codes. Grab yourselves a bargain. There's 5%, 7% and 10% discounts respectively. So yeah, use the promo codes, grab yourselves a bargain. Thank you to Robbie Mack and Bill Scott for joining me in live chat. Not forgetting Frankie James, of course. All that's left for me to say is commiserations if you're a St Helens fan. Congratulations if you're a Wigan Warriors fan. Join me tomorrow, Jimmy James, here on Catch It Live First. We have got Wisła Kraków playing in the league. I think it's not kickoff time. I'm going to say around 4 o'clock. But join me live for that one. It never disappoints when Wisła Kraków are playing. All it leaves me to say is thank you for joining me. It's been my pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your Good Friday. Some good TV on today, some good sport, some good movies. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I am Jimmy James. You've been watching Catch It Live First. See you tomorrow.